Welcome to our channel. In this episode, we will travel together into a fantastic world of creatures that are prevalent in our legends and folktales. From the giant dragons of Asia to the magical mermaids of the ocean, we will discuss our top 10 mythical creatures in the world. But the question is, are they really a myth or have a basis in fact? Join us in our exploration as we uncover their stories, origins, and the possible inspirations behind these amazing creatures. Number 10. Unicorns. Unicorns are one of the most famous and wonderful mythical creatures in the world. They are usually depicted as horses with a spiral ridge on their forehead. In many cultures, they are symbols of purity, virtue, and magical power. Stories depicting unicorns often associate them with adventures and heroes, serving as guides or protectors in difficult situations. Despite their popular image, unicorns are part of mythology and legend, not reality. They found no evidence to support their physical existence. Their stories have inspired art, literature, and culture, which continue to express the beauty of the human imagination. Unicorns remain a symbol of dreams and hopes, fueling our desire for things beyond our reach in real life. Number 9. Vampires. Vampires are one of the most popular mythical creatures enjoyed around the world. They are said to be creatures capable of transforming from human to inanimate, often traveling at night and sucking the blood of their victims to sustain their life. These stories often contain themes of fear, desire, and fighting in the dark. From ancient legends to modern movies, vampires have become symbols of virtues and vices, which accounts for their continued popularity. The existence of vampires in mythology stems from the beliefs of various cultures, such as European folklore that describes them as creatures that do not die and have the ability to control the minds of others. In these stories, vampires are often used as symbols of fear of unknown danger and the hardships of life without end. Despite their dark nature, many stories also provide a deeper understanding of their personality, linking themes of love and lust, which is why vampires continue to evolve in literature and art. Number 8. Therianthropes. Therianthropes are beings with the ability to change from human to animal, usually in the form of wolves, cats, or other animals. In many cultures, they are considered mystical or supernatural beings who possess powers beyond the reach of the common man. The concept of therianthropy can be found in a variety of mythologies, from folktales of indigenous peoples to modern werewolf stories, reflecting the human relationship with nature and the differences between animals. In the eyes of humans, therianthropes are symbols of primordial instincts and the ability to go beyond the limits of our common humanity. Their existence prompts questions about identity and what it means to be human. Through their mythology, people's fears, desires, and attitudes about their nature are expressed, serving as a bridge between two worlds, the human world and the animal world. Number 7. Dragons. Dragons are one of the most influential mythical creatures in different cultures around the world. Often, they are depicted as large reptiles with the ability to fly and breathe fire. In Western mythology, dragons are often considered a symbol of evil and chaos, often becoming the adversary of heroes. On the other hand, in the East, particularly in China, dragons are considered symbols of power, wisdom, and wealth, and they are worshipped as gods that bring good fortune. Stories about dragons reveal deep symbolism and meaning. They reflect people's fears and hopes, depicting the battle between good and evil. In war stories, the dragon often represents the obstacles and trials that heroes must overcome. Their qualities, of being powerful, dangerous, and mysterious, fueled people's imaginations, causing them to create stories full of adventures and wars. In modern culture, dragons have become a part of popular media, from movies to games. Their imagery has evolved, incorporating themes of friendship, learning, and growth. For example, in stories like How to Train Your Dragon, dragons are shown as friends and protectors, reinforcing a message of acceptance and friendship. In this way, dragons remain an important symbol in our collective imagination, providing inspiration and hope for generations. Number 6. Werewolves. Werewolves are one of the most famous creatures in the myths and legends of many cultures. According to the stories, a person becomes a werewolf through favorable conditions, such as the arrival of the moon on a full stomach. In these stories, they are usually depicted as humans during the day but turning into wild animals at night. The idea of the werewolf emphasized the fear of unknown forces and the changes in human nature. Werewolves are often associated with themes of alienation and inner warfare. In many legends, a werewolf represents the battle between good and evil, with man reverting to his primal instincts when he becomes a wolf. The church and various religions have often conducted studies about such signs, often considering werewolves as a symbol of sin and shame. Furthermore, werewolves continue to inspire modern literature and art. Films, novels, and television series continue to forge their place in pop culture, offering different interpretations of their mythology. From tragic stories to modern versions of heroes, the idea of the werewolf has not only existed as a fear but as a symbol of man's thoughts about his natural being and his ability to change. Number 5. Mermaids. Mermaids are one of the most fascinating and popular mythical creatures in the world. They are said to have a human body from the belly up and a fishtail from the belly down. In many stories and legends, mermaids are depicted as beautiful and charming, often singing seductive melodies that transport people to the abyss or under the sea. Their realm is full of mystery and magic, often symbolizing the unfathomable nature of the ocean. Aside from their beauty, mermaids have different interpretations in different cultures. For example, in Greek mythology, there are sirens known as siren, who have the ability to lure sailors with their persuasive songs. In other parts of the world, such as in African and Caribbean cultures, there are stories of mermaids with cruel qualities, often bringing sorrow and death to people. They show the duality of mermaids as symbols of beauty and danger. In modern times, mermaids remain important in culture and art. They reflect ideas of desire, mystery, and the deep human connection with nature. From movies like The Little Mermaid to books and artwork, mermaids continue to captivate and inspire people, focusing our reflection on our dreams, aspirations, and our relationship with the world's natural resources. The stories and representations of mermaids allow our imaginations to soar and explore the mysteries of the undersea. Number 4. Giants. Giants are mythical creatures that are usually depicted as gigantic creatures that are taller and stronger than humans. They can be found in various cultures and mythologies, from Norse stories where the Jotuns are frost giants or the enemies of the gods, to Greek stories where the Titans represent primordial forces of nature. In many stories, giants often fight heroes or gods, which serve as symbols of the obstacles that humans must overcome. In mythology, giants are not only symbols of strength but also of chaos and danger. Their presence often describes human fears of unstoppable forces of nature, such as hurricanes or earthquakes. In these stories, the giants serve as tests that the heroes need to overcome in order to demonstrate their courage and resilience. In this way, they become archetypes of life's challenges. In modern culture, giants have re-emerged in popular media, such as movies and books. They are often seen as beings with complex characteristics, not just evil but also with doubts and emotions. For example, in stories like Jack and the Beanstalk, the giant displays a duality of fear and compassion. These stories expand the understanding of giants, who become symbols of human internal battles and identity in the face of challenges. Number 3. Firebirds. Firebirds, or birds that burn, are fairies found in various legends and mythologies around the world. Often, they are depicted as colorful and very noble birds, holding fire in their feathers or spewing fire from their bodies. One of the most famous firebirds is the phoenix, known for its ability to be reborn from its own ashes after death. The symbol of resurrection and hope reflects the cycle of life and death that is fundamental to many Asian and Western cultures. In Greek mythology, the phoenix symbolizes a cycle of death and rebirth. Whenever his time comes, the phoenix is consumed by fire, and upon his death, a new bird emerges from the ashes. This symbolism emphasizes the idea that even in the deepest suffering, there is hope for a new beginning. This is also expressed in other stories of firebirds in Arab and Chinese cultures, where they are worshipped as symbols of peace, freedom, and beauty. Besides being a symbol of rebirth, firebirds are also often considered guardians of nature and protectors of harmony. According to the legends, they are called messengers to the gods, bringing messages and blessings from heaven. Their ability to catch fire and flame is a symbol of their strength and power, showing their strong connection with the forces of nature. In many cultures, the appearance of a firebird is considered a good omen, indicating good fortune and change. Number 2. Ogres. Ogres are considered mythological creatures that are usually depicted as large, strong, and ugly in appearance. In many stories and legends, ogres are often considered monsters with low intelligence and closer to nature than humans. They usually live in forests or remote areas and often become evil or dangerous characters in stories, often representing fears or dangers in society. In those stories, they often stand in the way of the heroes on their journey, symbolizing the challenge they must overcome. Despite their ferocious reputation, there are also versions of ogres that are shown to have feelings. For example, in some stories, their character becomes complex, and they appear to be kind or generous at times, especially in unexpected situations. The development of such characters emphasizes the idea that not all creatures with ugly appearance are evil. They may carry lessons and principles beneath their tough exterior. People's imaginations about ogres vary depending on culture and tradition. In stories that are part of Western culture, Ogres are often depicted as lazy and cannibals, while in other traditional stories, they may be protectors of their nature or possess special knowledge. These mythologies continue to evolve and adapt, becoming inspiration for various art forms, from literature and film to games, bringing ogres into more modern contexts and giving life in their stories to the new generation. Number 1. Sea monsters. Sea monsters are creatures that make up the mythology and legends of different cultures around the world. They are usually described as large animals that travel the oceans and often have the ability to strike fear into people. From giant monsters, such as the kraken of Norse culture, to mermaids and selkies of more traditional mythology, sea monsters have become symbols of the incredible stories and mysteries of the sea. Many reports and narratives emerged about sea monsters that emphasized their powerful nature and keystore abilities. Stories of fishermen who encounter giant creatures show the fear and awe caused by unusual creatures. In some cases, sea monsters were described as guardians of the sea, protecting the ocean's treasures and secrets, which gave them a mystical aura. Despite the mythical nature of sea monsters, they play an important role in culture and art. From ancient murals to modern film and literature, these creatures serve as inspiration and symbols of humanity's adventurous fears and hopes. All in all, sea monsters reflect not only the beauty and danger of the ocean but also our desire to explore the undiscovered and the stories that connect us to our ancestors. At the end of our journey in the world of legends, we encounter creatures that stimulate our imagination and make us wonder what is real and what is fiction. These creatures have inspired the stories, legends, and art of different cultures around the world. But the question that remains is, myth or truth? At the end of the day, the answer depends on everyone's perspective. Perhaps these creatures are the result of stories passed down through the generations, or perhaps there is a grain of truth behind the legends. What is important is that these creatures continue to stimulate our thinking and give us an opportunity to explore the world around us in a new light. What do you think? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. And if you liked our video, just comment in our comment section on what we will talk about next. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click our notification bell, so that you are always updated with our newly uploaded videos.